Being a parent is hard work, and having an unhappy baby can make things even harder. By the end of this video, you're going to have 5 ways to help calm your little one and several things that could be causing your baby to cry and remedies to fix them. The first thing that I want to mention in this video is that crying is your baby's way of communicating with you. When they're a newborn, sometimes it's hard to decipher their cries, but the more that you engage with your baby and learn about them, the more you're going to understand them, because babies have different cries for different needs. So when your baby is crying, the first thing that you're going to want to try to figure out is why they're crying. And it's usually because baby's either hungry, tired, has a dirty diaper, is either too hot or too cold, or just needs some of your loving. And once you assess what's going on with baby, you're able to respond to their needs. If they're hungry, you feed them. If they've got a dirty diaper, you change them, and so on. But sometimes after you've met your baby's needs, they're still crying and they're just working themselves up, and it can be stressful if you don't know how to help them. So this is when you put into practice the 5 S's to help soothe the baby.
How to put a crying baby asleep in just 1 minute. First, you have to dance sideways, just like dancing waltz, and sing him a song. Baby, it's okay. Baby, it's okay. My 1 minute starts now. He is now asleep. Good job, Daddy.
All babies cry a lot, but if your otherwise healthy baby cries for long periods of time, sometimes for hours, especially in the evening, many experts would consider it a case of colic. Colic usually begins around 2 weeks of age, peaks at about 6 weeks, and generally goes away by 3 months, though the fussiness can last longer. To help soothe your baby, swaddle him, then hold him on his side in your arms and make a strong shushing noise in his ear, loud enough so he can hear you over his wails. Babies find sucking soothing, so offer him a pacifier or your breast if it's mealtime. Gas is one theory for what causes colic. If your baby's belly is distended, a sign of air bubbles, try holding his legs up to his chest for a minute. Swapping your bottle's current nipple for a larger one and burping your baby frequently during feedings may help too. You can also try switching to a bottle with features that minimize the amount of air your baby takes in while he drinks. Some research also suggests that probiotics can alleviate colic symptoms. Look for one made for babies that contains Lactobacillus reuteri, such as BioGaia, found at health food stores. If you get the okay from your pediatrician, follow her directions for offering it to your baby. Certain formulas contain Lactobacillus reuteri as well. If you're breastfeeding, you might also try eliminating dairy for a few weeks. Your baby may be sensitive to milk protein. Also consider making an appointment with a lactation consultant to ensure your milk is coming in well and your baby has a good latch. Having a baby with colic can be distressing, so accept and ask for help, especially when you feel exhausted or overwhelmed. And remember, the crying is only temporary.
Hello, this is Scarlett. She's 3 months, but she was 6 weeks early, so she's about 2 months old, adjusted age. And today I'm going to show you how to relieve gas instantly in babies. I found this method to be the best, yes, and the quickest and most effective. Some YouTube videos and some people like to massage their baby's tummies. I find that her belly gets really tender and it's not as effective, and this is just instant relief and it's better than drops or anything. Always talk to your pediatrician, of course, and always be very gentle. Yes, be gentle. She's already trying to do it. So let's get started. We start with bicycle kicks and extending the legs out. Does the bicycle kicks? Yes. See, she really likes it. And then we're going to push the legs towards the belly and kind of firmly till you meet resistance.
Hi guys, it's me, April from April and Davey, and I'm here to talk to you about some ways to cry a soothing baby. What? Did I just say that wrong? I'm losing my mind. That's what no sleep will do to you guys. Seriously, like the bags under my eyes. Let's just say I have 2 layers of concealer on. But for reals, I'm excited to be partnered with Similac today to talk to you guys about some awesome ways to soothe a crying baby. So I found over the years, and after 5 kids, some awesome tricks that are almost always effective. There are always those few moments where it's just like, I've tried everything and you kind of go into panic mode and it's so scary. But 99.9% of the time, these tips I'm going to give you work like a charm every time. Their little tummies are telling their little brains that they need to make some noise, and that's what they do. So you need to check first, when's the last time they ate? That's always my first question is, oh, when's the last time I fed you? Because sometimes we lose track of time, let's be honest with you guys. Babies get hungry a lot, especially if they're going through a growing spurt, and sometimes they need a little bit more food than others. Make sure that you just make them a bottle, you can nurse them, whatever you do to feed that sweet little baby, try that first. It's always a score when the baby's crying because they're hungry, because usually that's a pretty easy fix. I am breastfeeding my baby, but I always keep some formula on hand. I've used formula to supplement many times with all of my children, and I think it's a great insurance policy to like have in the house or with me in my diaper bag at all times.
So babies cry a lot. There have been studies done that show how many minutes a day a baby cries. The first 2 weeks of life, it's pretty constant. From 2 weeks to 6 weeks, the number of minutes per day a baby cries increases. At 6 to 8 weeks is the peak of fussiness when a baby cries. Then it comes back down at about 3 months of life. So it's very normal from 2 weeks to 6 weeks for a baby to cry more minutes per day, and you feel like, what's going on? How do I settle the baby? So I always recommend, if the baby's crying, to go through kind of a checklist of things to help you soothe the baby. So first, make sure basic needs are met. Is the baby hungry? So has the baby fed recently? If not, you might try feeding the baby. Is the baby have a soiled diaper? You might need to change the diaper if it's a wet or dirty diaper. Is the baby too hot or too cold? So feel the baby. You can feel the nose and feel the hands, feel the feet. Is the baby too cold? They might need an extra layer on.
One of the first things you want to do as a parent is hold your baby. There may be times where you're not able to hold your baby. They might not be medically stable to get up out of the bed if they're on a ventilator or different tubes. There may be time where there's procedures being done in the bed and you might not be able to pick them up and hold them, but there are ways that you can comfort your baby through touch. And one of the ways to do that is with containment, where you put your hand on the forehead and then you put your hand underneath their feet. Hi. And what you're doing is you're just providing a secure environment for them. You're giving them some boundaries. And that was like when they were in the womb with you. It felt nice and secure. And this is a great way of calming them down, like if they're getting their blood pressure checked and it doesn't feel too good, they don't like that. This is one way to calm them down. And this is something that parents can do when the staff is busy taking care of other things. This is called containment. You can do this if they're laying on their side. You can also do it when they're laying on their belly, and then you just put the hand up underneath their bottom and put the hand on the head there.